That's it. All right.
Yeah.
News story.
Yeah.
And I want to make this connection with you.
Okay.
All right. The drones over New Jersey.
I was going to ask you about
The
that.
drones over New Jersey. It's in the
Yes.
news. I've heard everything from it's a bunch of hobbyists out there to it's Iranian spies or they got some bad stuff. One congressman said that there was a mothership off the coast of or off the East Coast, and it's flying in the drones and then going back and refueling and then come back and do some more scouting. So what? First, before I say my thing, like what do you believe?
So I've heard very little about it.
Okay.
I just heard about it last night. I happened to turn the TV on and like Inside Edition was on and they were showing the video footage. And I was like, why? What's this? And I thought it was just toy size. And then I heard somebody say they're the size of SUVs.
Mm-hmm.
So I said, oh my God, they're huge. And that apparently they can go dark when noticed. So if someone gets it and starts pointing one out, it will darken itself. So it's even sophisticated enough to sort of retreat or go dark or defend itself somehow if it's been detected. That's all I know.
What are your thoughts? Who is it?
Well, I don't know, but was there not something just last week? I read what company came out? Was it iPhone? There was just an article I shared about not texting Androids. Like if you're an iPhone user, only text iPhones. If you're Android, only text Android. If you are sending from one phone to another. God, I hope I don't get this wrong. I really feel like they were saying China or somebody had encrypted something or your information was not private at the moment. Do you have any idea what I'm talking about?
I heard a couple things. I know there was an update on the iPhone where encrypted messaging, they went to iMessage or something like that. So
They had said your information.
how's it related to the...
Well, I just found it sort of coincidental that we have this instance that they're saying, be careful, things are not secure, your information is getting out there. I don't know why I think that they had mentioned China in this article. I could be way off base here. I'll have to go double check. But it was just so interesting that there was some sort of security issue. And now there's these drones everywhere watching us. So I'm like,
Okay.
coincidence? Maybe? Could be. Other than that, I don't know. Because somebody's like, is it just hobby? People with a hobby, kids messing around? To have a drone the size of an SUV... and that many, and that smart, I guess. I don't know if it's someone's hobby. I really don't know.
I have a theory.
Okay.
December 3rd, right, was the prediction from, remember, the Webbot in 1997 said on December 3rd, we were going to be visited by aliens.
Shut up. Where was this? What?
We didn't talk about this?
I don't think so.
Let me read you the article because this is from 1997. This prediction computer predicted elections and stock market trends and said on December 3rd we were going to be visited by aliens.
Is that when the drones were first noticed? Or is it just close? How long has this drone thing been in the news? I only heard about it last night. Webbot predicted that a visible confrontation between humans and aliens would take place on December 3rd, 2024, would eventually result in a melee. What is that?
Melee.
Melee. I know
that
that.
means chaos. That means a violent chaos. So my thing is, like, when we picture an alien visit, right? We picture like green men and spaceships landing.
They
and
mentioned
whatever.
War of the Worlds last night.
Okay,
Yeah.
so if this computer predicted this would happen, and then the weeks after, like, you don't know which day they started scouring New Jersey, but if I'm an alien and I want to come check out Earth, I'm not going to send my first people there or alien people there. I'm going to send some drones there, and I'm going to check shit out, find out what's going on before the master invasion happens. And I'll probably send pretty large drones, right?
Yeah.
If we send a drone to Mars, if they looked at what was there, they'd be like, hey, aliens have come to spec things out and see what was going on. So my theory is that these are our alien visitors, and this is the first line that's coming to investigate whether or not they want to come here in person,
Like the movie Signs.
like the movie sign.
Okay, but
Yeah.
obviously people know about this prediction, this web bot. How could it not just be techie nerds that have been waiting for December 3rd, 2024 to sort of make it look like this prediction has come true?
Now, first
they had
off,
a lot of time to build drones.
Like you mentioned, the drones are huge. They are not your commercially available versions of the drone. So the people that would be capable of having massive quantities of these really big drones are limited to our government, a foreign government, and aliens, right?
You don't think someone could have built it in that time?
Maybe one or two. And even a part of this is probably hobbyists now, like being part of the hoax, right?
Yeah.
But I think there's a thread in there that are alien visitors. So it's either going to be Iran, right? And that story is true. Or Iran is taking the blame for the aliens because the government, when it locks things down like that, there's something fishy going on.
You think Iran is in cahoots with the aliens?
Maybe they visited Iran first and Iran hates us and the aliens hate us. So now we've got World War III, but it's being brought to you by alien invaders.
So what's more likely? It's another country gaining intel on us, or it's aliens gaining intel on us?
Totally aliens. I mean, that's the highest probability that there is.
Maybe Iran was always aliens in human form.
Maybe we are aliens and our history, we were populated by somewhere else and they're just checking up on us.
Maybe nothing's happening and it's another War of the World hoax.
Maybe it is.
I can't trust anything. You can't trust anything anymore. We got to go to New Jersey.
But I had to point out that you had this prediction long before it happened. And in the weeks after that, this starts happening. You got to connect some dots here.
But again, wouldn't that go back to sort of finding plausible information to make a prediction about something? I mean, will we have drones in 2024? We do. Could we have technology to make something like this in 2024? We do. Maybe not the money for someone, but clearly other countries could do something like this. You know, it's plot like, you ever watch The Simpsons? Everybody says The Simpsons have predicted so many things. And they said, well, we just sort of went by what is likely or what could happen. And then
So you making the argument for the aliens or against them? I can't tell.
I don't think it's aliens. I think that's
You're no
far-fetched when it could be so many other things.
All right, so they're all probabilities. Like everything we've mentioned, it could be Iran, it could be just hobbyists, it could be all of those are potentials because we just don't know. But when you take the surrounding information, okay, so you're the government of the United States, and Iran flies drones that starts looking at military bases and things about your infrastructure and whatnot. What's the military's reaction to a foreign invader scoping out the land?
Don't they typically shoot it down?
Shoot it down. How many have been shot down at this point? 0. Okay,
Yeah.
so that becomes less possible because the reaction from the government, if it was that, it
In
would
fact,
be different.
I saw on Inside Edition, they did say, by the way, this is a reminder, if you happen to see a drone, it is illegal to shoot at it.
Okay, so that's a
So
knock
even the
against-
media is like, don't touch our drones.
That's a knock against. Now, do you think the federal government has contacted aliens before, or at least have more knowledge of them than you and I do?
Maybe.
Okay. So if the government had some acknowledgement and had some something they would have known about this, would they be less likely to shoot down the drones from our aliens that we communicate with?
Yep.
Okay. So that's a pro. That's one little data point.
And
in the
have we
alien
seen
side.
the representatives come on and say, don't trust so-and-so, they're crazy, this isn't happening, don't believe them, when we know that they...
That's exactly what a government would say.
Yep.
That was putting up some cover fire for the alien beings that were inevitably going to visit us again. So we're just collecting data points. It still doesn't point to anything.
Yeah.
But survey says the evidence is going towards the direction that this is not Iran because we would have treated it completely. The other data point would be if it were Iran and our government was completely inept and they only didn't shoot this down because they're equally in the dark as us. I don't want to believe that one. I want to believe that there's probably some smart people that are privy to this knowledge and they have the kind of controls that can mask this thing down. And I'm going in that direction because I'm an optimist, I guess. Because if not, if it's a Chinese weather balloon and it's just some drones from a foreign country and our government's going, huh? What's this? Right? Then we got bigger problems than aliens and invasion. So I'm giving them the benefit of the doubt that they have
that they're hiding something.
They have a diplomatic relationships with a, incoming civilization from another planet, and we're letting them observe us, and they promise that they're not going to do anything to us.
Do you remember years ago when everybody was talking about crop circles? Mm-hmm. Did they figure out what exactly was causing that or who was doing that?
It goes right in a line of this. There are definitely a majority of them that are explainable, that hoaxers, when, something trends that way, they go make one, right?
Yeah.
But then there are others that are really unexplainable. So I would say our government, right, is making a good story to distract you from the real story. We'll get fixated on this, pay attention over here, and then this one.
Interesting this happens when Biden is in the headlines for pardoning his son.
Interesting
for
take.
all of the jail commutes he's doing and pardoning of people. He really started, whether it was positive or negative, really started to get a lot of attention. And then, look at the giant drones over New Jersey.
Wag the dog, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, create some kind of distractive mechanism. So where do we lie? Like, all of this is possible, right?
Yeah.
And we just need to figure out who the idiot is. And if you go back to when, the Roswell stuff was at its peak, what kind of stuff politically was going on? Was there anything that would, that we need covered up in the headlines and whatnot? So I want to believe that it's aliens. And that's why I'm sticking with that, because I want that one to be that's the only version that doesn't absolutely suck.
What would you do if, the government came to you personally and they're like, Joe, we need your help. We see your interests. We know what you talk about. We know you're into these things. We're going to let you in on a little secret. There are aliens. We have been in contact with them. We are working with them. We need you to come in, and we're going to make you privy and pull you in and give you a lot of confidential information. You cannot tell a soul. Could you do it? You can't act like you know. You can't tell anyone you're talking about it. You can't even mention it. In fact, they say, I don't even want you to talk about aliens anymore on your show. Aliens are a done topic for you because you were actually going to be involved with them.
If ever you see me come in here one day and say, there's no such thing as aliens, you know that happened. You know it. And that's the only reason you're going to know.
I'm going to be like, are you even really Joe anymore?
Change of personality, withdrawing from the topic. You'll know it happened. But to answer that question, I'm going to plead the fifth. Okay? No discussion.
Has this happened?
Is this a simulation?
What's
Who knows?
real
What is
anymore?
real? What is real?
What is real? Oh, gosh. That would be crazy.
So I'm sticking with aliens. I think it's part of the prediction. We'll keep paying attention to see how this comes in. When you're watching, see what path they take. If it's deny, right, then you know it's aliens.
Well, there has been. I saw a clip. There was it a press secretary or something was denying what that guy was saying.
Yes.
Where he's like, we have this other ship that we know about or whatever he was saying. Because I just saw the end of this, but she had said no, that is not true.
But is the government's
we don't
job
have that.
Is the government's job to ensure that we don't panic people, even if it means lying to them?
Yep.
So we're going to tell you untrue things about a vaccine so that people don't stop taking vaccines because of panic. Totally was an effective strategy.
Yeah.
Right. Don't trust them anymore because of that strategy. But they would absolutely. They wouldn't just come and tell us truth. Okay, guys. Keep calm, right? Aliens are coming, right? And then you'd have half of us be like, oh, cool, show me the show, right? And then everybody else would be like, so burn my house down.
Have you prepped for this since you're a doomsday prepper?
No, I don't think there's anything to I don't believe that you're going to get hostile aliens that are going to come start lasering people. I don't believe that's the version.
You think they're going to be friendly?
I don't think they're going to be friendly. I think they're going to be curious. they're going to be interested in our civilization and trying to figure out, like, why. You got to understand, like, why they're there in the first place. Were they from a planet that they exhausted their resources and looking to take your resources? Then we better negotiate quick, because they're either going to exterminate us and take our resources, or they're going to work together to exchange the resources they have with the ones that they need, right? And we might get some good technology out of it. But I just don't think they're going to come shooting.
They could just be curious. I mean, we have gone to the moon. We are talking about going to Mars.
Right.
We talk about all this exploration, not to take over and conquer Mars or the moon or whatever, but just exploration. Let's go look. Let's see what we can find. Let's gather data. Maybe that's them like, holy crap, we made it to Earth. Let's start collecting data. What is it like there? Is this,
Might be
habitable?
studying us,
And
absolutely.
yeah, it could be not for melee, but maybe, melee is caused because we just don't know and we freak out when they're like, hey, we just want to come look around. We're just interested.
And if you're the government, you want to make sure that if something like that's going to happen, that your population is prepared for it. And if you mask it as Iranian drones to keep everybody calm for a period of time until they can slow drip the real information out to everybody, then that's the way you do it. It seems like that's where we're at.
Are you going to just die if a spaceship lands, opens up, and the beings are brains in jars?
Oh, that would be the freaking best.
You're going to be like, I knew
best.
it.
Yes.
I knew it, and I'll join you. That's
Their
what
skin
you're
is
gonna
just
say.
a spacesuit, but the brain is right in the front of the spacesuit.
Oh, that's what it's going to be.
I'm telling you.
You're going to be like, I told everybody. I knew it. Did you write that prediction, the whole WebBot thing?
No.
You put that on the internet,
Nope,
didn't you?
was not me.
Do you own a drone?
Yes. There's a drone right there.
I mean a big drone. A SUV-sized drone.
I do not have an SUV-sized drone.
Okay. There's no way that we can, I don't know, with computers and technology, you can't intercept information or something from those drones?
Yes, you totally can.
So how do we not know?
You could shoot it. You can net it. You could beam at it. You could look at, what's the, so far, we have these blurry pictures, almost like the Sasquatch videos, right?
Yeah.
I want to see
I
want to see a close up, right? Infrared. I want to see not just the profile of a blurry image from a mile away.
Yeah.
We've got satellites, and our intelligence agencies have the ability to look at anything with crystal clear resolution. And then we don't know what those things are yet. Come on.
Somebody knows.
Somebody.
There's no way with the technology we have nowadays that nobody can figure out where these are coming from, what they're doing, nothing. Somebody knows something.
Yeah. You could take it, and it's not hiding anywhere. All you would need to do is track it to see where it goes after it's seen over here. And having attention on it for a week, you don't think that they're trained satellite, imaging that's happening? Come on.
So either if the government is downplaying this, oh, it's fine, it's nothing, either they already know it's billionaires maybe screwing around. Oh, let's freak out New Jersey.
If it were billionaires, they would have tracked the drones to wherever they're at, and they would have raided the compound that the FBI would have already gone in there.
But is it illegal what they're doing?
No, it's not illegal.
So that could be it. They're billionaires having fun, freaking people out. It's not illegal.
But they are causing a panic. So if you can lie about the data, right, you could take action to go and find out what there's not a judge that's going to say, go see what the compound that has 50 drones that are going and looking at military institutions and hovering over them, see what's up over there, right? I'm not saying they get rid of the drones or arrest anybody, but the investigation is warranted, and they know that they're there, that they're going somewhere, and then they're somewhere in big quantities somewhere. So that's what I'm saying. If they're this inept, right, then there's no
They're
hope for us.
lying.
They're
not
lying.
just like, we don't know.
Yeah,
don't
they're
know
playing
what
dumb.
this is.
They're playing dumb because they know what's going on, and they're going to float like a distraction story out there somewhere.
Who do you think is on this case? Is it the military? Is it SpaceX? Listen, SpaceX, first mission, address the drone issue. And if it's illegal to shoot down a drone for you and me, it's not illegal, I'm guessing, for the government to shoot it down, right?
No, if it's a foreign entity that comes over, you blow that shit up in 2 seconds.
Yeah.
Our laws are governing our aircraft and our, personal drones that we put out there. It's not protecting, Chinese drones or alien drones even.
So have these been visible all week long?
Yeah.
People keep seeing them.
Every night. Every night.
Different places or the same place?
Everywhere from southern New York all the way through New Jersey, but it seems like New Jersey is the bulk of it.
Do we know about how many?
They were saying there was 50 in the sky at any given time. Just they're everywhere.
50.
50.
Oh, God, it is aliens.
I'm telling you.
I didn't realize it was that many.
Yeah.
Because even if it were another country, why would it only be in one area? Well, New York makes sense.
Yeah. Trump has a home there, so if you're got your spy drones over there spying on someone's house.
A lot of big money, big business in New York.
If you're going to attack the United States, you want to map everything out and where it is. So that has potential too.
Yeah, it's not like it's over the ocean or some
But
random
that is
field.
why, if it was that, those shit would have been blasted. The first person that saw it, they'd be out of the sky in 20 seconds.
Yes! There's no way our government and our military would have been like,
Nope.
oh, we're letting this happen.
That is the missing piece of information of why they're allowing it night after night. Scrambling jets, right? Helicopters. One pops up, you report it to the police, and there's a helicopter in the area like in 20 seconds. They know tonight it is going to happen again. So scramble some jets and get some helicopters and find out where these things are going. It's so dumb. So dumb that we don't know more about it.
So it's either aliens or they're purposely distracting us. We
Yes.
need a news story so big and so questionable that we will be talking about it instead of...
Exactly. But those crazy people from, the 1950s and 60s when, alien encounters and those crop circles and whatever, they were all made out to be crazy people. And now those people are like, dude, we've been freaking telling you for 5 decades that this shit is happening, and now you want to talk about it?
Yep. You thought I was nuts when I had an alien probe. Nope. Now who's getting probed? Because you didn't believe me. Oh, man. Oh, well, I hope they're not hostile. I hope maybe they're just like, oh, we just heard New York is a good place to come and see a lot of life. And I don't know. I'm going to have to rewatch Signs.
You're going to have to watch all of those, because if it does come down to it, you're going to need to know what works and what doesn't. So use the imaginations of whoever produced those movies and try different things. Like the water might be a thing. Expose them to germs. Like maybe we can give them our germs and be gross and sneeze on them as a weapon. I don't know.
Yeah, if they're not used to that.
Yep.
Tinfoil hats.
Tinfoil hats might work. I mean, we might have mocked it, but it might be the most effective measure.
Has to have come from somewhere.
That's right.
Oh, boy.
How do you even transition away from this topic to anything else?
No.
Let me see, because I don't know.
Maybe I'm an alien, and that's why I glitch and have those weird OCD moments. Maybe the aliens are doing that to our brains.
I can't say no.
Anything's possible.
Like, to you, it's just been the human civilization that started with a couple and we just grew into it. But how do you know that some people haven't been beamed in along the way? And our population is a lot of aliens that came from all kinds of different spots.
We did an Unpopular Opinions show a while back where we were talking about who could possibly be an alien.
Yeah.
Do you remember this? Like, they just seem a little off. They're a little different. Didn't you say Elon Musk?
Yeah, for sure.
So Elon Musk, the guy heading up SpaceX, the guy making rockets, the guy going to space, the guy who is now not coming into power, but sort of this new limelight with this election. And now this is happening again.
Yeah, and he might not even know he's an alien. I mean, think of his backstory. His history, he was born in a different country, on a different continent. And he came here through immigration systems, right? But how do you know that he wasn't beamed here, and the rest is just a cover story. So they beamed him into Canada.
And they have the story of his abuse as a child, which kind of explains why he's a little odd or a little different. And I feel bad saying that because it's probably not true, and I do feel bad that he suffered abuse. But if it was just a story...
It might be a cover story, and he might be like the witness protection program of the galaxy. And there might be a lot of those. Might be most of us.
And it's like his biggest interest is building robots to come and do things for humans. And, it can do this for you. Can we do that for you? Well, then why do we need humans? And he's like, exactly.
Yeah. And he might, like I said, he might not even know that he's an alien. He's just impulsive in that direction and doing what he would be doing on Smirnot.
His mother is old yet still beautiful. Mm-hmm. How does that happen if you're not an alien?
Yeah. Or she might not be an alien. Maybe she's just the host family that was given the alien that is Elon Musk. You never know. And I say these are fun to talk about. We don't know, right? We can only assemble what most likely is. And I'm going to say, yes, aliens are looking out of, a curious nature, a curious spirit, and Elon Musk is an alien.
So do you think with today being Friday the 13th, something might happen?
I don't think those things are connected. I don't think there's anything
Well, you know
special.
what, Joe? We didn't think a lot was connected until now. Who knows?
So I will wait. Like that's where it turns into conspiracy theories, when your imagination starts, concocting something that's a better storyline. What you've seen in movies or whatever. I'm just basically looking at the landscape of what is and making simple jumps to things I don't know.
Why don't you go to New Jersey this weekend? How far of a drive is it?
I don't know, 6 hours? 7 hours maybe?
Would you drive there and see what you can find out? See what you can see?
I don't think I'm going to see anything different than what everybody else is seeing. In the distant sky, something's hovering and has some spotlights that's looking at the ground and whatever. So I don't think I can add to it, but I know
there are spotlights looking at the ground?
Yeah, they're lit up. There's beams.
Like a spotlight hitting the ground?
Yeah. Yeah.
And all of them?
Not all of them, no.
Not all of them?
Mm-mm. I'll show you some pictures.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like that could sort of give clue as to what they're doing. Is this like a manhunt of some sort? They're looking for someone?
Okay, let's get some samples of the ones that I had seen. They're going to want to give video, I'm sure, but let me see if I can get some images to look at. All right, so here's one of them.
Yeah, it's pretty unclear and far.
And here's a couple more of them. That's what I'm saying. Like, if they're doing their stuff at night, then people on the ground that don't have like professional equipment to view this kind of stuff, disadvantage, right?
Yeah.
But the government can easily track something in the sky that is that large.
Yeah.
To see where it's headed.
How do we not yet have a clear photo? Has there been any new developments?
No, just I watched the news this morning, and it was just a big denial.
Mysterious drone sightings, including some near military, what? Like a near...
Military bases, infrastructure, like there's just seeing hover over locations, like it's mapping what's on the ground.
The size of a school bus?
They're big. They're not your little drones that you just take up for photography or whatever. They're pretty massive.
The size of a school bus.
Mm-hmm. Flying school bus.
You think there's aliens inside of them? Or just
I don't. I
no?
don't. I don't.
You think they're just equipment being controlled?
Just equipment.
Not being
surveillance
flown
equipment.
By aliens?
Whatever technology. I mean, I don't know. I don't know if it's making noise where there's propellers. I don't know if it's jet engines. I don't know if it's anti-gravity. I don't know what is propelling this. It seems like if it's one of ours, it's going to be propellers. If it came from distant galaxies, propellers don't do well in space. So it's going to have to be, something else.
God, this is interesting. And what the heck is going to be exposed when this is done? When the drone thing is done with? What do we think happened during that time?
I can only point back to historical, and if there was a alien craft crash landing in the desert somewhere in the 1940s and we know nothing about it up to this point, I doubt we're going to know anything by today's standards. I just
But I
don't.
mean, if this is something that is meant to just be a distraction from something else.
Oh, I see what you mean.
Yeah,
So-
what could that something else possibly be? So exciting.
We're going to be on Alien Watch here for the next couple
Yes.
weeks to see if we can get a peek
Alien
of
Watch
what's going on.
2024.
But to answer your question, I'm not going to go to New Jersey and look up at the sky. I'm going to wait till somebody reports something. There's just too many people that carry around cameras all the time. Eventually, we'll get something, especially because they visit the sky every single night, and it's just a matter of time.
If this all came to a head and we in fact had proof that it was alien craft, then would you go to New Jersey?
After I get a good feel for which ones they are, like if they're gonna,
Like,
if they're
is it
there
safe?
to kill, if they're there to kill, like let them hit New Jersey instead of Ohio, right? They'll get here
Yeah.
eventually. So if that's it, I need to get my armaments up, and I need to get. We got to learn something about the invaders first, so that I know if they're, friend or foe.
Yeah.
If they're friendly and they're just, there to learn, then I'll make a trip there.
You would go?
Oh, yeah.
You'd want to go meet one?
Yeah,
That would be cool.
yeah. Have a little conversation, maybe help them out, see what they're up to.
Yeah. You could be like, take me with you. Let me go see where you're from. Would you do that?
I might.
Yeah?
Yeah, I might.
This is exciting.
They might choose me. They might have a list of people that they would like to sample and bring back, and I might be on that list. So
Yeah.
we never know what's going to happen.
They're like, we need only your most intelligent beings.
Oh, see, you complimented me. I love that. Thank you.
You know.
You didn't say something like your craziest or your most delusional or anything like that. So I appreciate
Listen,
it.
I didn't say it. You did.
I did. I did.